Risk is everywhere, and if you do not handle the risk can create enormous damage, be it your project, your business, your personal life, and so on. A structured approach is brought out here so that in simple way you can implement these steps to handle the risks and avoid the damages of these risks in your projects or in your personal life or business. Also, the contents here are useful for those who plan to write American Society for Quality global exams, project management professional exams, lead auditor exams, or attend interviews for leadership positions. Hi, this is Jagdish Kumar doing this presentation for you. What is a risk? Risk is an undesirable event, means one that can cause harm, likely to happen. If it is going to happen, it will be part of my work instruction or SOP. If it is likely to happen, then I'll need to analyze to see whether I need to address or I need to ignore. So moving forward, risk is an undesirable event likely to happen. What is risk management? Risk management involves actions to identify risk. This is slightly difficult. We have to sit in a group and visualize the future and identify the risk. Analyze the risk. What is the risk? What is its significance or a negative impact? Prioritize the risk. Whatever risk is having higher negative impact should be prioritized first. Communicate, very important. Communicate the risk to all those who may get affected. Control the potential risk by either reducing its likelihood or reducing its severity. And after improvement, evaluate the risk to see that the risk is controlled before you do the successful closure of the project. These are the action steps in risk management. Why risk management? Because if every risk identified is addressed through work instruction or SOP, the process cost shoots up multifold and makes it unviable, including the delays. Risk management process is 5 steps. Plan, do, check, act, and improve. Because improvement is a journey till you are satisfied, till your practically required level of risk minimization is reached. You have to do plan, do, check, act, improve. Is the process for risk management. You plan, implement, action, implement, check output, not good, come out with more action plans, do the improvement, and continue. These are the 4 risk handling approaches. Please remember them, and they have to be tried in the particular order mentioned here. Avoid risk, transfer risk, mitigate risk, accept or suffer risk. This is the last approach. Now I'll explain one by one. Avoid. Avoid means actions to see that the risk chosen is eliminated and does not happen at all in the future. The particular risk you have chosen is totally eliminated and does not happen at all, means you have avoided the risk. Example will be, if you automate a manufacturing plant which was manual earlier, lot of manual error related risks are avoided, eliminated. Another example could be, if you change the manufacturing technology, all the problems related to earlier manufacturing technology get totally eliminated. They do not occur at all in the future. Now I'll come to the second approach, transfer. Here, the consequence of the risk, if it happens, is shared with the multiple agencies. The damage of the risk is shared with the different agencies. For example, life insurance. If the insurer dies, after his life, the lump sum is paid by insurance agency to the family. Now the damage is shared. So also asset insurance is another example. There are contractual agreements to transfer the risk. For example, there could be a contractual agreement between the customer and the provider that if so and so risk happens, the cost of the risk, the damage of the risk will be shared equally between the two agencies. Or it can be an agreement between a technology transfer agency and manufacturer that if so and so risk happens at the customer's place, the damage will be shared between these two agencies equally. The third approach is mitigate. When you want to eat an elephant, slice into bite-sized pieces. This is the proverb. That means convert or split risky actions into manageable tasks, minor tasks, which can be easily handled. This is done where? This is done in mitigation approach. In mitigation, we create two categories for the risk. They are likelihood of risk or probability or risk occurrence number. Then we also compute severity of the risk, the consequence or impact of the risk. A, that is likelihood, is rated in a scale 1 to 10. How to rate? It is covered in ISO 31000 or risk management document of the company, or there are many open sources in Google and other platforms which provide these criteria, universally accepted. For severity, again, the severity numbers are assigned in a scale 1 to 10. Finally, what is done is A and B are multiplied. Say 6 into 5 is equal to 30. This is called as the risk number. There is a word used in mitigate, ALARP. Please remember from interview point of view as well as exam point of view, as low as reasonably practical. Bring down the risk as low as reasonably practical. That should be remembered. If you try to make the risk zero, you'll be spending a lot of resources and time, which is a waste. Last approach is accept or suffer the loss. Accept minor risks and suffer unsolvable risk. Now there are three terminologies to know. Risk assessment. Risk assessment is a process of identifying what are the future risks we may face and what are their impacts. So identify the risks, make a list, also list their impacts. This is the risk assessment. Please don't get confused in the future. Risk analysis. Define and quantify risk level. What do we mean by this? The risk is already mentioned when we did the risk assessment. Also, we mentioned its negative impact. Both the risk and its negative impact, we will quantify in a scale 1 to 10. How to quantify, I already told you. And this quantification is done for likelihood and severity. And the process is called as risk analysis. Please remember, from exam point of view, risk analysis is a part of risk assessment process. Now we'll get into risk evaluation. Risk evaluation is the process of comparing the risk estimated. Where did we estimate the risk? We estimated the risk in numbers in risk analysis. Against the organization's risk criteria. What do we mean by risk criteria? Every organization has a cutoff number. For example, my earlier organization has a cutoff number of 36. Means any risk number more than 36 should be considered as a significant risk and actions will be taken. Any risk less than 36 can be considered as a non-significant risk and no action need to be taken. This comparison of the risk number with the criteria, cutoff number, is done in risk evaluation. This has to be done before improvement as well as after improvement. Okay. Please remember, as you do, keep simple things. Don't go for high-tech complex solutions. You will be spending enormous money, wasting a lot of resources and time if you do this. Look for simple solutions. These are the things we learned here now. Risk is inevitable. If you don't handle the risk, it can kill your project. The contents here are useful for step-by-step implementation and planning of risk. We also understood there are 4 approaches for risk: avoid, transfer, mitigate, accept, or suffer. Also, we understood risk assessment is all about listing the future risk and their severities. Risk analysis is all about the risk what we have listed in risk assessment. We assign the quantifiable numbers. How to assign? There are standards, there are company standards, there are guidelines available in open sources. In risk evaluation, we compare these quantified numbers in risk analysis with the company's risk criteria or cutoff number. As I gave the example of 36, Any risk number more than 36 is significant. Any risk less than 36 is a non-significant. These are the things we learned so far. All these learnings we used to populate a template here for quick reference and fail-free actions without any missing or without any duplication. Here in this table, we write the project details first, the project name, who is the project manager, and so on. Then we give the contact number and project unique identification number if it is there, and so on. Then we mention which is the business process for which we are doing the risk reduction, or which is the technical process, or the process steps, or the approaches for which now you are going to do the risk reduction. Here you list the risk, you do the classification as to whether it is a technical risk or the business risk or marketing risk, and so on. You assign a number in scale of 1 to 10 for probability. You assign a number in one scale of 1 to 10 for severity. You multiply these two numbers, as I told, 6 into 5 is equal to 30. This number, if it is less than cutoff, it is not significant risk. If it is more than cutoff, it is a significant risk, for which you will decide actions to take and who is the responsible person, what is the cutoff date within which action has to be taken, what is the action decided. After improvement, you again compute what is the likelihood, how much it has been brought down, and how much the severity has come down. Assign numbers, multiply them to get the risk number. If this number is less than cutoff, you will stop action. If it is more, you have to do one more iteration of improvement action, and so on. This list completely gives you what are the risks, what are their significances, how the significance was brought down, within what cutoff, date, and cutoff number for risk number, and if the risks have been brought down, what are the list of risks which have been controlled already. These are the details. In one glance, this table will provide. Please use this table in your work area. If you have liked this presentation, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel. It is free. Subscribe button is below. Share with the needy, your friends, colleagues who may benefit from this knowledge by implementing this knowledge also. Please press the bell icon if you have liked this presentation, as well as would like to have future notifications of my releases. I thank you for all the support you have